Labradors are often seen as the perfect family dog, but many owners are surprised by how much they actually bark. A Labrador's bark isn't just random noise. It's a primary form of communication, rooted deep in their history as working dogs. Bred to assist hunters, their barks serve specific purposes: to signal the location of game, to alert their human partners to changes in the environment, and to express excitement. This instinct to communicate vocally remains strong in the breed today, even in a comfortable home setting. Understanding why a Labrador barks is the first step toward managing it effectively. Each bark has a meaning, whether it's a warning, a greeting, or a simple request for attention. One of the most common reasons a Labrador barks is to alert you to something. Their keen senses can pick up on sights and sounds long before we do. A person walking past the house, a squirrel in the yard, or the mail carrier's truck are all potential triggers. This type of barking is instinctual. They are fulfilling their role as the family's watchdog. The tone is often sharp and repetitive. They stand alert, with their body tense, ears forward, and eyes fixed on the source of the disturbance. This isn't aggression, but a deep-seated need to inform their pack's youth that something new has entered their territory. Recognizing this behavior as a form of communication, rather than a nuisance, can change how you respond to it. Labradors also bark out of sheer excitement and happiness. This is the joyful, high-pitched barking you hear when you grab their leash for a walk, when a familiar guest arrives at the door, or during an enthusiastic game of fetch. This vocalization is often accompanied by a wagging tail, a relaxed body posture, and playful bows. They simply can't contain their joy, and barking is their most natural way to express it. While endearing, excitement barking can sometimes become overwhelming, especially when visitors arrive. It's a sign of a happy, social dog, but it highlights their need for consistent training to help them manage their enthusiasm in a more composed way. Another significant cause of barking in Labradors is a need for attention. These dogs form incredibly strong bonds with their families and thrive on interaction. If a Labrador feels ignored or understimulated, they may resort to barking to get you to notice them. This is a learned behavior. If barking once got them a pat on the head, a treat, or even a scolding, they quickly learn that it's an effective tool for engagement. This type of bark often sounds demanding and persistent. The dog might bark and then look directly at you, waiting for a reaction. It's their way of saying, "Hey, I'm here. Play with me, pet me, or let me out." Boredom is a major contributor to excessive barking in this intelligent and energetic breed. Labradors were bred for long days of activity and mental challenges. When left alone for extended periods without adequate physical exercise or mental stimulation, they can become restless and anxious. Barking becomes an outlet for their pent-up energy. A bored bark can sound monotonous and rhythmic, almost as if the dog is talking to itself. To prevent this, it is crucial to provide them with plenty of opportunities to exercise their bodies and minds. Long walks, games of fetch, swimming, and puzzle toys can all help to tire them out in a positive way, leading to a quieter and more content companion. Separation anxiety can also lead to persistent barking. Labradors are highly social animals that can become distressed when left alone. For a dog suffering from separation anxiety, the act of their owner leaving triggers a panic response. The barking is a symptom of this distress, often accompanied by other behaviors like destructive chewing or pacing. This isn't a case of a dog being bad. It's a genuine expression of fear and anxiety. The barks may start as soon as the owner leaves and continue for hours. Addressing separation anxiety requires patience, a predictable routine, and often the guidance of a professional dog trainer or behaviorist to help the dog feel secure when they are by themselves. Labradors may also bark during play, both with other dogs and with their human family members. This is known as play barking and is a normal part of canine social interaction. It often sounds like a series of short, sharp yaps mixed with growls. When playing with other dogs, this vocalization helps to signal intent and maintain the playful mood. A dog might bark while chasing another or during a game of tug-of-war, as long as the body language of all dogs involved remains loose and relaxed. This type of barking is perfectly healthy and a sign of good social skills. It's how they communicate excitement and invite others to join in the fun. Finally, some Labradors bark due to fear or defensiveness. A fearful bark is different from an alert bark. It often has a higher pitch and may be accompanied by backing away, a tucked tail, or flattened ears. A dog might bark at a strange object, a loud noise like fireworks or a vacuum cleaner, or an unfamiliar person who seems intimidating. This is the dog's attempt to create distance between itself and the thing it perceives as a threat. Punishing a dog for fear-based barking can make the anxiety worse. Instead, the focus should be on building the dog's confidence through positive reinforcement and gradual, controlled exposure to the things that scare them. Managing a Labrador's barking begins with understanding the root cause. If the barking is for attention, it's important to ignore the demand and instead reward quiet behavior. When your dog is lying calmly, offer praise or a treat. This teaches them that being quiet is a more effective way to get what they want. For alert barking, a useful technique is to acknowledge the alert with a calm command like thank you or quiet. Once they stop barking, reward them. This shows them you've heard their warning and are in control of the situation, so they no longer need to sound the alarm. Consistency is key for this method to be effective. To combat boredom barking, enriching your Labrador's environment is essential. Puzzle feeders, treat dispensing toys, and regular training sessions can provide the mental stimulation they crave. Rotating their toys can also keep things interesting. Increasing their physical activity is equally important. A tired dog is almost always a quiet dog. 2 long walks a day, combined with opportunities for running and playing off-leash in a safe area, can make a significant difference. A well-exercised Labrador is more likely to spend their downtime resting peacefully rather than looking for trouble to get into. Training is a fundamental part of managing any unwanted behavior, including barking. Teaching a speak command on cue, followed by a quiet command, can give you more control over their vocalizations. This might seem counterintuitive, but it helps the dog understand when it is and is not appropriate to bark. Start by rewarding them for barking when you say speak, then introduce the quiet command. When they stop barking, give them a high-value reward. With practice, they will learn to associate the quiet command with a positive outcome, making them more likely to respond when you need them to. This process empowers both the owner and the dog. Socialization from a young age can also help prevent excessive barking. A well-socialized Labrador puppy learns to be comfortable around a variety of people, animals, and environments. This reduces the likelihood of fear-based or reactive barking later in life. Positive exposure to new sights and sounds helps build a confident, well-adjusted adult dog who is less likely to see the world as a constant source of threats or overstimulation. Puppy classes and controlled playdates are excellent ways to foster good social skills. A confident dog is less likely to rely on barking as a response to uncertainty. While Labradors do have a tendency to be vocal, they are not considered excessive barkers compared to some other breeds. Their barking is purposeful and often a direct response to their environment or emotional state. By providing adequate exercise, mental stimulation, training, and attention, owners can guide their Labrador's natural instincts in a positive direction. A Labrador that barks is simply communicating. By learning to interpret their barks and meet their underlying needs, you can build a stronger bond and enjoy a more peaceful life together. Their voice is just one part of the rich personality that makes them one of the world's most beloved breeds.